afternoon. Get in here, get in here, get in here, everybody. Welcome to the Cookout.
Kick your legs up like you're Mary J. Step 2 times to the right. To the left, we can do it all night. Now run up, run up, run up, run up. Cut up, cut up, cut up, cut up. Be on the lookout. It's going down at the Cookout.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Get your booties in here. So I want to go ahead and preface today's episode with a couple of clips from my TikTok page. Now these clips that I'm about to show you are kind of when my spidey senses started going off beep, beep, beep. This week. I was like, So we've all been waiting for this Diddy verdict, and something was telling me that we weren't gonna get the results we were expecting. So I want you to go ahead and take a listen.
Life is a stage. Life is a stage, like a performative stage, and we're all actors. What if this entire Diddy trial is just a huge reality show? What if everybody is playing a role and we're all just watching another Hollywood production? Hey, so y'all remember that uproar about Balenciaga and everyone was upset for like 2.5 days, and the Epstein list, 2.5 hours. I just want to see if the Diddy trial does not come out the way most of us are expecting, because we can assume that he's going to be guilty because he's guilty. But we've seen how these people do. They didn't bring up too many celebrity names. They've been hush-hush. That may be for a reason. They may be protecting Diddy. So I just want to know, are y'all for real, for real? Are y'all standing on business? Y'all gonna talk about it for about 3 days and then just let it go? And then we're just gonna keep on talking about how bad the government does us, how bad Hollywood is year after year after year? Or are we really ready to stand on business? Are we really ready to stop letting them play in our faces? Me personally, I'm frustrated with how fast everyone lets this shit go. We're not powerless. I just want to see.
Interesting, right? Did I call it or did I call it? Don't want to say I told you so, but sometimes people like to try me. Baby, don't try me. Don't come for me unless I send for you, okay? I be knowing what I'm talking about. I said in one of my songs, if you ever see me fighting with a bear, help the fucking bear, because I never show up to a fight feeling unprepared. I also want to tell you guys about my book, Life by Design. This is a book that I wrote I don't know how long ago, but it is small, it's colorful, it's big writing, because I know people have short attention spans, and I know that when things are big and colorful, they kind of come across like a picture, and if you can get a picture in your mind of some words, then you can remember it, because this is about retraining your subconscious. A lot of things that we go through today as a community is a result of mental and psychological training that we have endured, and things that have been programmed into us, beliefs about who we are, beliefs about who we are not, beliefs about what we can obtain, what we can change, and beliefs about the power that we hold. So although you can see with your eyes that you have power, sometimes there is a mental prison, a mental block, and you have to learn to retrain your brain. And it also kind of ties into my subject of today's episode about supporting individuals like Diddy and retraining your brain to realize that the people that you looked up to, the people that you supported, have you brainwashed. And so if you want a different life, you have to have a different mind. Even the Bible speaks about renewing your mind. And that's what Jesus was speaking about. You have to have a whole new mind. You have to be baptized with the mind of Christ. You have to think different. And I just really wanted to make it as small as possible and as easy as possible, because the goal was not to write a book that was big to make me look like a fancy author. This book is intentional. The fact that this book is small with big words and colors in it means I really care, because I wanted it to be easy. Not that people are dumb, but I didn't even want to take a chance. I wanted you to have this information so badly because my heart wants to help us so badly that I wanted to make it as simple, easy as possible. So get my book, Life by Design. Today has been an eventful day. Today has been a day that we have all been waiting on, that we have all been looking forward to, and there has been mixed emotions about today and mixed feelings about today. A lot of people are surprised, a lot of people are not. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about Diddy himself. What I will say is there is absolutely no question who Sean P. Diddy Combs is. And I mean his character, who he is as a person. Whether we agree with the verdict or disagree with the verdict, there's no question who Sean Combs Diddy is as a person, and there's no question who Sean Combs is to women. Something that is very important that I think needs to be said is, to the women who testified, you were believed, and what you did was not in vain, and you made an impact for those who matter. There is a group of people who will still continue living on business as usual, still continue to support people like Sean Combs, still continue to participate in that lifestyle, still continue to be dazzled by celebrity, still continue to be mental slaves. We're not talking about them. To those who are awakened, we thank you for your bravery, and it has not gone in vain. To Cassie, I wish you continued success in healing. And this may be unpopular, but I want to thank Jaguar Wright as well, because I happen to believe that Jaguar is a huge factor in why Cassie had the strength to come forward. I believe that Jaguar played a significant role in making Cassie feel safe and encouraging her to move forward. And I happen to believe that Jaguar busted the industry wide open. Regardless of how we feel about who she is as a person, some people say she's crazy, but if you were an artist such as Jaguar, on the trajectory that she was on, to be blackballed, and you see now how these people move. She lost her son, she lost her passion, her life, and wouldn't that make you a little crazy? But maybe she's not crazy, but I tend to believe if Jaguar's appearance were different, if she had a blonde wig on, if she had lighter skin, that people would be less inclined to call her crazy. So darker skinned women and women who don't fit the industry mold and what they call beautiful, people tend to have a harder time believing those women who look that way. The important thing about the Diddy situation that I want to take away is, do you see them now? Are you awake? People talk about woke this, woke that. Are you awake? Are you awake about who you are giving your power to? This is bigger than just music. This is bigger than just entertainment. The reason that Diddy is able to be a mogul is because the people like us support him. We, the people, make it possible for these people to maintain this status. When we buy their records, when we buy their products, when we watch their TV shows, Money is currency. Money is energy. Our attention gives them influence, which equates to money, which equates to power. So what I want to know now, are we willing to stand on business? And a couple of people commented, what does that mean? What do you want us to do? Great question. I want you to boycott. I want you to boycott artists like Diddy, people who are attached to Diddy. When his children and his family and his colleagues start posting videos, I want you to keep scrolling. People who make music about violence, about sex, prostitution, drugs, I want you to boycott. I want you to counsel. That is your power. Your power is not going down there to the courthouse trying to force the jurors to do something. You gotta hit them in the pockets. And if you're really sick and tired and you really don't want Diddy to walk free, he can walk free as a physical being. But if you want to take that power, that influence, put it in the hands of somebody who's gonna give back to the community. Do your research. Make sure that artists who are giving back to the community, and if you're following them on their pages, that they are feeding you with useful information, not gatekeeping. That music goes into your subconscious. You are being trained. Why do you think the radio plays the same song over and over and over? Subconscious training. What frustrates me the most is that we forget that we had ancestors who fought the good fight for us to have the liberties that we have today. And this generation has seemed to have forgotten about those who will come after. I happen to have a grandson. I happen to have a daughter in college. I happen to have a daughter who's a mother. I don't want my grandson to have to fight as hard as we did. I want my grandson to be prepared. I want my grandson's mind to be healed. I want him to be successful. I want to give him a leg up. The fourth wall has been lifted with Diddy. We were able to see what goes on behind the scenes in the music industry, and now we have no excuse. If you are supporting people like Diddy and artists like Diddy, then you have no excuse. This really could be a blessing in disguise. This is really between good and evil. And although you may not have gotten the result that you wanted, the Bible says, God says, my ways are not your ways. So the choice is yours. What are you going to do? Are you going to support Diddy and artists like Diddy? So that is all I have for today's special report on Sean Diddy Combs, how it affects us as a people, how we're not powerless, some of the things that we can do, some of the power that we hold, and how we can hold him accountable. You know, you can't do everything in one day. And these things that I discussed today may seem small. If enough of us are participating, if enough of us are ignoring, if enough of us are scrolling past, if enough of us are pulling our energy. Now, energy doesn't just go away. You have to redirect it. So on another episode, we can discuss some things that you can focus on, some more viable artists with some more music, some more entertainers. We can kind of redirect and discuss some other possible options for entertainment, and we can nominate. We can go down the list of people's careers and their lives, and and we can really come to the cookout, have some barbecue, play some cards, and let's talk it out. Let's have a think tank. Let's have some drinks, play some cards, cuss each other out, and let's really make some changes. Until next time, I'm Trika, and I'll see you again here at the Cookout.